Your character has been one of those characters, like, you've changed a lot in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
On The Walking Dead, it tends to happen more in increments. Has it been really exciting to have a character who's just moving?
Yeah, I think that's the wonderful thing about, where we're all finding our characters, especially in this season. The stakes are higher, and because of that, the learning curve is skewed exceptionally high, because you just don't have time to learn how to cope with certain things. You just have to reconcile it in your own brain and become a fighter, and you have to really kind of assimilate to what Rick and his group have dealt with for the last 2 years in this world.
Now, you're a nice guy on the show, but you've also been able to kind of cope and to deal with the realities of the world a little bit better than most in Alexandria. Do you find yourself kind of able to relate to everybody on the show a little bit better than?
Yeah, and I think the reason why Aaron is so easy he's able to cope with so much of what's happening is because when he worked in Africa, he was a relief worker, and he worked with drug lords who literally had machine guns pointed in his face all the time. So for him, this world is actually a return to normalcy in some respects. And the walkers are you can read a walker. You know how the speed with which it's going to come at you, and it wants one thing. Drug lord might be your friend one day and then try to kill you the next day. So for him, I think it's kind of like, this is kind of refreshing. I think that's why he's so affable and kind of unflappable at the same time.
Do you think? In the world of The Walking Dead, there are a few characters like that. Daryl's like that, and then Cliff on the Fear the Walking Dead's a little bit like that. Do you think that having that kind of personality offers you the opportunity to be a long-term player because you're more adaptable?
I hope so. I think we're never really sure how long we're going to be on the show, of course. And I was a huge fan of the show since the very beginning. I've watched every episode since it came out. So I would love to stay on for as long as they'll have me. And truthfully, I'm just having a ball. And I think when it's your time to go, it's your time to go.